Hi everybody, it's week 4 already. Can you even believe it? Welcome to week 4. For my first updates, I would like to talk to you about the personal narrative grading sheet. I just want you to be aware that there is one, and so you know exactly how you're going to be graded on your personal narrative. This week your second draft will be due on Friday. And so I want you to start formulating some thinking about how you are going to tell a well-told story and how you're going to incorporate the description and the dialogue. This week we're going to really talk about the so what, so you know what that means, what we're talking about when I say the so what, how to make that a significant part of your personal narrative. And as you can see, those are the 4 things here that are the most important. Those are your primary expectations. There are some secondary expectations as well. We talked about time and tense last week, and that's going to be part of what I'm going to be looking for in your personal narrative. I'm also going to be making sure that your grammar and your style are all edited and well done. This vulnerability part is really important in a personal narrative. So you're going to want to make me care, and you're going to want to make any other reader care. We're going to talk about that a little bit along with the so what today. There has to be evidence of the writing process. That means that I'll be looking at multiple drafts at once and looking to see if any changes were made based on feedback that I gave you. Any satellite writing, any pre-writing or outlining, story maps, anything like that, that goes right into the evidence of the writing process. And I will link this week as well to a blog post about the writing process, so you can have a little bit more background knowledge in what the writing process is, just in case you're unfamiliar with that. And that goes along with the incorporation of revision ideas. So when I'm giving you feedback, I'm expecting you to read that feedback and try out some of the things that I'm suggesting. I'll talk about the metacognitive letter and the letter to Adnan later, but I just wanted to give you a quick overview of how you're going to be graded on your personal narrative. It is week 4. The personal narrative is going to be due I don't know, maybe next week, I think, or maybe the week after. I'm not sure. I'd have to look ahead, but it's coming up. So we're going to have another draft this week, another draft between this week and when it's due, and then we'll have our final draft. Okay, so that is the personal narrative grading sheet. So now, if we go into the part 1 of the week, the first thing that we're going to really be talking about is the so what. We're going to define what that is. We're going to say, I'm going to explain why I'm calling it the so what. And there are 5 essays that you are going to be asked to read and annotate for the so what. And then we're going to have a voice thread that I will go through all of those 5 essays. And so will you. So I'm going to ask you to do some location and evaluation of the so what, and you're going to be doing that on the voice thread, and then I will go through my thoughts about the so what for each of these essays. These essays give you really good examples as well as really bad examples this time. So it's going to be an interesting presentation. Hopefully it will be instructive to you and will help you with your paper. The next thing, of course, is our next serial episode, episode 4. It's all about inconsistencies. I think you will really enjoy that. Also, a reminder this week, your Curiosity Quest number 1 is due. This is the question. You can ask a question that relates to any of the episodes 1 through 4. You need to have that presentation posted in the discussion board before or on Wednesday, and then there's going to be replies due by Friday. This was explained in week 2, and it's been linked ever since every week. So make sure that you're doing that and doing that research. And I believe that the suggestion was to do a voice thread. So go ahead and try that. They're kind of fun to make. But I just wanted to really remind you that this is due this week. And then next week, in week 5, you will start a new stretch where you'll be able to do your next Curiosity Quest, and you'll do it on 1 episode 5, 6, 7, or 8. So I just want to remind you that you can post to the discussion board whenever you get done. So next week, the episode 5 through 8 quest discussion board will open, and if you do one next week, you can post it next week, and your discussion can start earlier than the Wednesday that it's due, just so you're aware of that. You don't have to wait until the last minute. All right, so the next thing I wanted to talk to you about is breaking episode 4 into acts. And I'm not going to go over this right now, but you can come back to this presentation and see what happens during inconsistency. Okay, so here's clues to a great story. This is a TED Talk. I'm going to ask you to watch this TED Talk. It's linked up in D2L in the content page. I believe it's downloaded, so all you have to do is click on it and it comes right up. There's also a worksheet that goes with it. It's a Word document, and it's named Stanton's Story List. You're going to want to print that out and take notes on that. And then there is a discussion board that goes along with Andrew Stanton's Clues to a Great Story. Andrew Stanton, he is a movie screenwriter, and he did Toy Story, he did WALL-E, and that's all I'm going to remember right now. But he talks about what makes a really great story. So go ahead and print out this worksheet so you can work on it as you're listening to his TED Talk, and then go to the discussion board and engage in a good conversation about Andrew Stanton's Clues to a Great Story. All right, now we're into part 2. And so in part 2, the first part is you're going to be listening to 2 audio, and one's actually a video, but this is from The Moth. This first story, called Oreo Relapse, is about, I don't know, it's under 10 minutes. I want to say it's about 5 minutes. It could be 6. It's under 10 minutes. It's really a great story. And so I want you to listen to that. That is just an audio. But there's a link there in D2L for you to go and listen to that. And then I would like you to go into D2L again. And there's a video with Neil Gaiman, and he tells a story called Liverpool Street. So both of those are personal narratives in the audio world. And then there is this is your mentor text study for this week, and you're looking at how the Oreo Relapse is a well-told story, and how Neil Gaiman's Liverpool Street is a well-told story. So then you're going to go to the discussion board, and you're going to discuss how is that a well-known story, a well-told story. Okay, so that's the next thing you're going to do. And then you're going to have your second draft. So your second draft is going to be due in the assignment folder. Again, here is the personal narrative grading sheet. You might want to do some writing and not look at the sheet, and then look at the sheet and try grading yourself. A little reminder for you, make sure that your paper is in MLA format. I have linked an example paper there, so you can go ahead and look at that, and it gives you all of the directions. And for this second draft that's due in the assignment folder, what I want as your very first page is I want a cover letter. And that cover letter is going to be addressed to me. And I want you to explain all the changes you've made from your first shitty draft to this draft. And I want you to ask any questions you have about your draft or the assignment. And then the third thing I want you to talk about is any trouble spots that you need help resolving. So those are the 3 things I want you to write in your cover letter to me. And then I'm really excited to read your drafts. I can't wait. I think that's all I have for you. Make sure that you are reading all of your feedback, and make sure that you are visiting the discussion boards even after you're done to read all of the things that are happening when you're not there, and engage some more. So that's all of my things that I have for you, and I really hope you have a wonderful week this week.